Okay, good evening. Welcome to day 13 of the PSIR MARGHADARSHAN through PYQs. So let us look into the two questions for today. So the first question was on Aurobindo Ghose. It's a statement which has been asked in 2014. Nationalism is not a mere political program, but a way of life. So basically, this is a quote by Aurobindo Ghose, and they're asking you to comment on it for 10 marks and 150 words. So here we'll look into what is the demand, then we'll try to address the question. So one demand, you can say it's a quote which has been said by Aurobindo Ghose, and you have to know the context, on what context he has said it. So it's a quote on nationalism. So obviously now you have to connect here to what his views on nationalism. So that will be one of your main focus. And more importantly, you have to remember that you have to try to fit in the answer within 150 words. So I would start my answer by introducing about Aurobindo Ghose. So I would say Aurobindo Ghose was considered as the poet among the Indian scholars, and Aurobindo Ghose has written important works such as Savitri, The New Lamp for the Old in that regard, and Aurobindo Ghose has tried to redefine the nationalism in terms of spirituality, which is different from the materialistic interpretation of nationalism given by the Western society. So then you can go on to say that what exactly is nationalism according to Aurobindo Ghose. So here there is a quote, you can make use of it to make it easier. So Aurobindo Ghose says that nation is not a piece of land, or a mass of human being, It is neither a figment of imagination, nor a figure of speech, It is a living entity, which has soul, and he equates it to mother goddess. He equates nation to God, and he says, what we do with God, we have to worship God. And he says that it is a duty of the children to liberate the mother from the clutches of the British rule. For that, he says, sacrifice is more important. Hence, you can say Aurobindo Ghose gives the idea of cultural nationalism rather than materialistic aspect of nationalism. But however, his idea of nationalism has been critiqued by the Marxist historians, such as Sumit Sarkar, who says that the religious nationalism led to the emergence of the Hindu nationalism, and equating the idea of nation in terms of religion, what you can say, alienated the Muslim masses from the participation in the national movement. But nevertheless, what you can say, Aurobindo Ghose's idea of nationalism, or his what you can say, his views on politics has been praised by Romain Rolland. Romain Rolland, who said Aurobindo Ghose is a genius. Is a genius who integrated the materialism of the West, with the spiritualism of the East, So friends, this could be your conclusion, what you can use in your answer. So as I said, more importantly, you have to have a good introduction. You have to be able to meet the demand of the question, what exactly has been asked, and you have to be also able to use keywords to fit into your expression within 150 words, and summarizing in a systematic way will enable you to get more marks in the exam. Now let's move on to the second question for today. The second question was 15 marks question asked in 2016. That is, examine Gandhi's critic of modernization. Gandhi's critic of modernization. So this was asked for 15 marks. So now, if you look into the demand of the question here, they are asking what to bring Gandhi's view on modernization. So and they are not asking what is Gandhi's view on modernization. They are asking examine it. Examination means you have to write, okay, to what degree you agree with Gandhi's view on his critique of modernization, or where you can say Gandhi's critique of modernization cannot be accepted. So here you start your answer by introducing about Gandhi. So you can say Gandhi, many consider him to be, what you can say, a spiritual enlightened person. At the same time, many see him as what? A political strategist, and he is also, we consider, the father of the nation. And Gandhi, as a political philosopher, has spoken on various things, and one of the major things he has spoken about is modernization. So here you can write about Gandhi's view of modernization has been influenced by his reading of Edward Carpenter, critic of the modern medicine, and also you can include Rousseau, similar to Gandhi, was also a critic of modernization. And now you have to get in the point why Gandhi criticized modernization. For Gandhi, the basis of critique of modern civilization was on two counts. He said it was utilitarian in nature and it was promoting materialism. So as a utilitarian nature, modern civilization had reduced man to a status of animal, because now man was running behind material things to satisfaction of his appetite, and as a material things it promoted maximization of wants, whereas Gandhi believed that any true civilization will lead to minimization of wants, Gandhi was also critical of modern civilization because he saw modern state as a symbol of violence. Because for Gandhi, modern state cannot exist without violence and centralization of power. and which led to subordinating the individual rights at the altars of the state. And Gandhi was also critical of the modern industrialization. Why? Because he believed that the mass production replaced production by masses, and also it contributed to environmental destruction, and man had a utilitarian attitude towards environment, because man believed that what, or Gandhi believed that what, Mother Earth can satisfy human needs, but not human greed. So then you try to bring your view on it, saying that to a large extent we can agree with Gandhi, because we can say in the modern world there is increasing rise of inequality, the climate change, and you can say the growing number of conflicts in the world is a reflection of what Gandhi spoke about, the greed of the modern era. But at the same time, we cannot equate modernization only with degradation of human civilization. Modernization has also brought a lot of what you can say benefits to human civilization in terms of modern medicine. In that regard, you can say leprosy today has been completely eliminated or tackled, and you can also say modern technology today has benefited in e-governance, etc. But nevertheless, we have to write the opinion, we can write the opinion of Ramchandra Guha, that Gandhi was not against modern values, but he was mainly against blind aping of Western culture in the name of modernization. So that is what you can write as your conclusion. So the question is examined, so you cannot just write what is Gandhi's critique of modernization, you also have to bring your analysis, that what do you think, to what degree you agree with Gandhi's statements. So you have to bring your analysis also in your answer, that will help you to get more marks. So with this we have come to end of today's session of 2 questions. Tomorrow again we'll meet with two questions, but again it is a Monday to Friday initiative, so there will be no questions on Saturday or Sunday. So again after tomorrow we'll be meeting on Monday. So I hope this helped, and from tomorrow we'll be starting, because today was the last day of Indian political thought. Tomorrow we'll be starting with introduction to political theory and the approaches. So you revise that, and 2 questions will be posted in the morning, and answers will be discussed by the end of the day. So thank you, take care.